Hey guys, what's going on? It's another beautiful day in Vegas, and today I'm taking you to this Chinese restaurant called Dim Sum Cafe in Summerlin, Las Vegas. Let's go in and check it out. This is a popular local spot, and I've eaten here a few times before. It's only 10 minutes away from where I live, so it's the most convenient dim sum spot for me as well. It's located in a small complex called the Hualapai Pavilion Center, and there's a fairly new sushi restaurant here too that's called Hana Sushi, and that's been getting pretty good reviews. Might have to go try that place out next time. This restaurant has Dim Sum Cafe written in large bold letters, so you won't be able to miss it. Here's a look at their hours. They're open every day except for Wednesday, and they serve dim sum all day too. The inside and decor isn't as fancy looking as Tim Ho Wan was, but they do have these nice fish tanks along the walls here. Here's a look at some of the beverages that they offer. Looks like chrysanthemum tea is the most expensive at $2.75 per pot, but chrysanthemum is one of my favorite teas. At other dim sum places, they sometimes charge per person, but you get unlimited refills on the tea. And here's a look at their dim sum menu. Like Tim Ho Wan, you order everything off the menu, and they don't push the carts around. But unlike Tim Ho Wan, they don't give you a paper and pencil to mark off the ones that you want. You just tell the waiter. Sometimes this makes things difficult because they bring out each item one at a time, and they might forget to bring something out if you order a lot of stuff. You'll have to keep track of everything you order yourself and make sure nothing is missing. Looking at the menu, you'll notice the prices are much cheaper than Tim Ho Wan, like half the price almost. The cheapest item here is $3.35, while the cheapest item at Tim Ho Wan was $5.75. I've actually compared this menu price with all the menu prices of almost every dim sum restaurant in Vegas, and this place is by far the cheapest that I found. It was actually even cheaper last year, but with inflation this year the prices have gone up a lot. There's also a lot more variety on this menu compared to Tim Ho Wan. But there is one thing that I don't see on the menu is sweet tofu with ginger syrup. Tim Ho Wan didn't have that either, but it's one dim sum item that I almost always get. And here's a look at the regular menu, and the prices don't look too bad here either. In my last video at Chinglish, each entree there was at least 20 bucks, but here it's around $12 or $13 for an entree. And the portions that you get are really large too. And we got some chili oil and soy sauce on the table if you want to spice things up a bit. For our first dim sum item, we got the Pan Fried Chive Dumplings for $4.65. These came out piping hot and filled with Chinese chives, chicken, and shrimp. The outside wasn't too crispy, but had a light crispiness to it. But it was packed with all those ingredients, and the dumpling skin was pretty thin, so it was not doughy at all. And it had a ton of that chopped Chinese chives in it, so you get that really pungent garlicky taste. And it was pretty savory with all that meat in it too, but there was definitely more chives than meat though. Next, we got the pork porridge for $3.35. This came out really steaming hot too, and we had to wait a while for it to cool down. This dish is a classic Chinese comfort food, and a lot of people eat this when they're sick. And a lot of people eat this with the fried Chinese donut for breakfast too. It's made of rice that's been boiled in water or broth until the rice gets super soft and thick. And to this they added some pieces of pork, scallions, and 1,000-year-old egg. It's a pretty simple dish and easy to make at home. This black thing right there is a 1,000-year-old egg, and I guess it's a bit of an acquired taste. Some people might not like it too much. It has a bit of a pungent ammonia taste to it, and the texture is jelly-like. Unlike the name, it's not actually a 1,000-year-old egg. It's usually a chicken or duck egg that's been preserved in a clay, salt, and other chemical solution for several weeks, and during that process the egg gains its signature black color and taste. Next, we got the pork shumai for $4.05. They do have shrimp and chicken shumai on the menu as well, but we decided to try out the pork this time. Unlike other dim sum places, they don't top the shumai with any fish roe or anything. You get 4 pieces per order, and this had a thin, delicate wrapper, and was packed with a juicy pork filling. This was pretty tasty, and it came out hot and fresh too. Next, we got the chicken feet for $4.05. It had pretty good flavor, and like usual, there isn't really any meat on there, so we just sucked the juices out of it. Next, we got the beef rice roll for $4.65. You get 3 pieces of these strips of soft rice noodles enveloped in pieces of tender ground beef with a light and sweet soy sauce poured on top. These pieces were pretty thin and there's not too much meat inside of them, but it had a good flavor to it though. I like the taste of these much better than the ones that I had at Tim Ho Wan, and they're much cheaper too. Next we got the steamed BBQ Pork Buns for $4.05. This came with 3 pieces of these fluffy buns, and they had a decent amount of that diced Chinese barbecue pork inside. And these were really easy to pull apart. It was slightly sweet and very savory tasting. Here's a pretty good pork bun. And for a main entree, we got a pork strip Hong Kong style noodle for $12.95. It has a very crispy pan fried noodle underneath the pork strip gravy with lots of bean sprouts and mushrooms spread throughout. This was a pretty large portion for the price too. And this is one of our favorite dishes to order at Chinese restaurants. The noodles are very crispy, but softens up quickly when you mix it in with that sauce. The pork was tender and the sauce was really savory too. I try not to mix in too much of the sauce with it because I like the noodles to retain some of the crispiness. But it's a nice contrast because you get some of the really crispy noodles and some of the soft noodles in each bite. I heard somebody say that the family who owns this restaurant also owns Orchard's Gardens on Sahara, but I'm not sure if that's true or not. Orchard's Gardens is another popular spot for dim sum, and we'll make a video there in the future as well. And finally, for dessert, we got the baked egg tart for $4.05. You get 3 pieces and it has a really flaky crust with that sweet eggy custard in the middle of it. We always have to end every dim sum meal with these egg tarts, and actually ordered some to go for later as well. Overall, this place was pretty good and exceeded my expectations. It's definitely a good spot for anyone that lives in the Summerlin area. When I came in last time, some of the food was a bit lukewarm, but all the food came out really hot this time and it tasted a lot better too. The only thing I wish they had was a sweet tofu with ginger syrup, but I guess I can do without that. My blood sugar is probably high enough as it is. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed our video. If you want more Vegas videos, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. Tell us what your favorite dim sum restaurant is in Las Vegas.